Alright, so these videos are still going to be all over the place. This one will end up being the third one, I think. Because I think what I'm going to do is put the old ones... Yeah, I'll just put the old ones as every other day until they're gone. I don't know how many I have throughout this year. Maybe like... Probably no more than 30. Probably something more like 15. I don't remember. And there's a lot of days that are gonna be combined into one video, and then a lot of them that are just quick, or I tried to do a video and it didn't work, or I had a thought, something I wanted to remember, or I was trying to get everything back in order. I tested out 20 minutes versus 30 minutes versus 10 versus an hour versus whatever. So this one will probably end up being the third one. I'm not gonna normally like count them out. I'm just reminding myself. I'm waiting for the car to warm up. Probably can't see me or anything because I don't have all my stuff set up easily to do this. I'm just trying to make it consistent right now. Things will get better over time. Played bingo with my mom and some other people that she set it up. Super fun. She likes to set up like a little cool thing. She goes to like she started a book club. She goes to a cooking club. She started the book club and the bingo thing and a card game like euchre and something else that she does with neighbors and friends and stuff. Did the bingo thing today. I was the only one that didn't win any of the rounds, and that's fine. I use every bit of what I had, which is funny. Had a really good dinner like we always do. Chatted, it went well. Reminded my mom of a few things, reminded my sister of a few things that we want to do. I'm gonna see I'm gonna see a movie with my mom soon. Catch up on Survivor soon. Gonna be driving back here in a moment when the car is mostly warmed up. Got the oil changed, the gas filled. Looking good. Got her cake, and for like she's like day 55 or something like that of not smoking, so that's awesome. I just want to do it as like a little fun reward, since there's no like reward for getting off of addictions and stuff. It's just difficult. It's good for your health, but there's not like a direct thing. I'm gonna start driving, but I need to probably gonna have to turn down the GPS a little bit. I just don't want it to be talking over me.
Head west on Swift Drive, then turn right. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Grove Road.
Okay, so I'm just in the dark. Whatever. So context for right now, I'm gonna be recording every day, but right now it's 9 p.m. Gotta finish the recording. Gotta just choose one. They're gonna be out of order. It doesn't matter. Choose one to upload later. Figure out title and thumbnail stuff. Like, I have a bunch of these plans, and I know how I want it to be over time. I just can't do it all at once, and I kind of explained that before. The annoying thing is, like, anyone trying to like partake in watching or listening to any of this, there's nothing to watch, but listen to any of this, it's just gonna be extremely no context, doesn't make any sense, things about me, and obviously nobody knows me or anything, but this is mainly for myself anyway, but it's just it'll be interesting to see if it catches on at all.
Right on the Grove Road.
Just because it's not set up for that. But today was decent, and yeah. Gotta make some calls. Gotta send some emails tonight. At least, no, 2 emails tonight. Make 3, maybe 4 calls tomorrow. Make sure I record again. Do normal routine stuff. It needs to just be, the recording just needs to be additional to my life. Not interrupting anything I normally do, so that it catches on and becomes habitual. Once again, I'm just talking to myself all the time for any of this stuff. None of it really will make any sense until I finally have topics. Right now it's just talking. And I'm just gonna record and upload, and then eventually I'll just watch from the first. I'll watch from the first video, from the start, titled start video, and I'll force myself to listen to my voice and everything. I do right now just to make sure it's perceivable at all, but I'm not doing any audio mixing or video editing or anything. I don't even remember what I was going to say, but anything like that. I know that I don't like how my voice sounds. Well, that's not accurate, actually. It's not that I don't like it, it just sounds like anybody talking. I just feel like when I listen to it, it doesn't sound like how I imagine that I sound. Kind of like when, for example, looking back at my license from 10 years ago, specifically with how my facial hair grew in a long time ago, and how the thickness of my hair, since I've just been shaving my head for a while now, how in that license picture, for example, with that facial hair and that head hair, that's how I've imagined my face, how I look, I guess, if that makes any sense, for a while. So I want to get into the rhythm, or just being not startled, or I don't know what the right word is, not confused or startled or whatever, but just getting used to just being used to what my voice sounds like recorded, what I look like recorded, how I want things to sound, how I want things to look. I don't really care that I'm in the dark right now. Don't really care that my phone was stationary when I recorded yesterday. Stuff doesn't matter. It's just about consistency right now. Just go. You're going to the gym? Okay. Just go. At the very least, that's the most difficult part. You can make alterations and tweaks and stuff later. Increase, decrease, whatever. Change things later, but just starting and going each day, that's what matters the most. And we're gonna see if I can. My phone is in a soft case right now because my other phone, not the recording one, the normal messaging and calling one, This is just one of my older ones that I'm using right now. But we'll see if I can hear the GPS in the background. I don't have it on display or anything, and I'm not looking at this. I'm just holding it while I talk. And I figured while I'm driving back for 30 minutes or so, it'll make the most sense, and then I'll just sit in the car for 30 minutes. We'll see. I don't really know what I want to do with the with the video design yet. I'm gonna give the cats their dry food when I get back. Maybe watch a movie. Get things set up for tomorrow first. We'll see. My mom had not friends, but I guess just people that have gone to her like cooking club and stuff that were there today. And that was cool. They were younger. If I had to guess, they were probably younger than me. But there were 3 of them, and they were very sweet. And then my mom's like friends and neighbors and stuff that are a little bit older. Myself, my sister. Yeah, it was good. There was a round that we were playing where she called out 11 different numbers for the bingo sheet, and I didn't have any until the 12th one. It was very crazy and funny. I actually never got even close to winning any of the rounds. But doesn't matter. I was just looking back to make sure I had the stuff that I wanted to leave in the car. Because I think what I'm going to do is I have this screen lining. I was going to use it for when I was doing the van plan, which there's no context to that right now. Probably. You'll hear it in the random videos, and then I'll explain it down the line when the videos are more consistent. But yeah, I was going to make like screening for windows in there so I could like roll down the windows, but also just leave them down without worrying about bugs or the cats or anything. And I think I'm going to do that in here, at least in the back seats, the rear seat windows. There's no seats in this vehicle, so I removed them. But I'm going to put a lining on the rear ones. Because the cats like drive around with me. They're actually really good with it now. I just carry them out with me, and they go with me places. And soon I'll be I have flea and tick treatment that goes like on the back of their neck, like nape area, where they can't clean it off. And I haven't given it to them yet, but the plan is to eventually put that on them. Make sure the chips that are in their ears from when they're super tiny kittens when I rescued them, make sure those are still active by calling the place in their paperwork, and then doing the treatment, then just taking them with me even more places. I would like to take them with me everywhere like dogs, because they're so good. They're not skittish. They just like being around me. They'll walk around like slowly outside, and Lightning will roll around in the dirt. Thunder will just kind of like look around and look at me and stuff. But they're so good with it, and they're so good like anywhere, especially if they're with me. And so I'm gonna get them these little harnesses once I'm making more money, and like those extending leashes that dogs have, so I'll just like clip them to my belt, and be able to take them around, and it'll be really cool. Like I said, I've already taken them around in the car. The point was, if I can when it's warmer, if I can like have the windows down but with like a screen, they would probably like that. Since I'm just doing like, I haven't done that much in my Fiat, but like I did like a front stripe that looks terrible, but I think it's funny because it's like a tattoo on my car, which is cool. And I took off like the trim because it was flapping in the wind and really loud and annoying, and it was coming apart. Just because I've had the vehicle for a while. Like pieces, like plastic pieces and stuff like that get damaged. So took all that trim off, and it was like looking really weird. So I painted that. It turned out really good, but then because it's so low to the ground, it just gets scratched up and like the paint's coming off. And I also like painted my rims. The rims still look good. They probably need to be slightly touched up, like maybe one layer, but the trim areas need to be redone, and it doesn't matter. It's literally just for myself. I really don't care what my vehicle looks like. It doesn't matter. It functions. That's what I care about. I care about knowing about the vehicle and what it needs. But yeah, the things I've done with it, I removed the back seats. That was like 60 pounds or something like that. Maybe less. I don't remember. But to get rid of some of the weight, and I want to make the back like essentially like a flatbed. And I made the it's a hatchback, and the part that I put, like I built a spare tire, not built, but I got a rim and I got a tire for like a few Christmases ago from people from Christmas that I asked for because it was cheap, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it myself, and it was a pain in the ass. It was very difficult to do it myself, but I'm happy that I did, and I learned. And so yeah, now because Fiats don't come with a spare tire, and so put that back there, and I made the little floor piece that's fabric. It got destroyed from picking people up from the airport, like luggage and stuff from friends and family, and so I just took it and I measured it, and I like built I don't want to say built because I didn't build anything. Like I built a boot bench before for my previous place, and I'll actually be using that as like a bench for lifting eventually. That's not the point. I cut wood to be the shape of that fabric piece that's like a little floor piece in the back, so it's wooden. And then recently, I probably talked about it a video ago or something, but I got more pieces to make more like another floor above the bottom part floor of the vehicle, because I want to be able to store stuff underneath it. I probably talked about this before, I can't remember. I'll be repeating myself a million times, I'm sure. But cut that one out recently. I had to get rid of the edge on two sides of one. I just haven't got around to it, because it doesn't matter. I have to remove this like middle, super difficult to get off metal piece that's like these star-shaped Allen wrenches. So eventually I'll do that. Well, that's actually not true if I think about it. Eventually I will do it, yes, but it won't be me, because I've tried to do it, and because of my energy I just can't get it. I feel like I've already talked about this before. It doesn't matter. But store things under there, make another floor that's made out of wood, probably paint it black, probably paint the interior ceiling black. Yeah, I'm just getting flashbacks from already talking about this. I don't remember what I was talking about. I was talking about doing modifications to my car. That's what I was going to say. I've been talking in just insane amount of tangents, but at least now I've been doing so much better this past year, especially with with remembering where I went on a tangent, so I can go back to it. So what I was trying to say was, I'm probably just gonna super glue the roll of the screen that I'm gonna put for the rear windows, because it doesn't matter if I damage the car. Like, I own it, and I've done a ton of modifications with this thing. So not like anything to soup it up, but just modifications as in like things that I want to be done on the inside or the outside, just for fun, like as a small, like, stupid project that I don't really care if it turns out good or bad, like I said with the car tattoo thing. But yeah, that's where I was swinging back to. Probably gonna super glue those on, see how that goes. A long time ago, probably like a year and a half ago now, I got a roll of like sport, what is it called? Not sport tape, but like checker, yeah, like checker stuff that I was gonna put on the sides, where I took out the trim. But having done the painting and stuff where that was, like I explained, I don't think I would want to stick anything on it, because it would be extremely difficult to make it even. So it probably just wouldn't look good at all. So I'll either sell that, or I'll give it to a friend or somebody that wants to do that with their vehicle. I have no idea how loud it is while I'm driving. Nowhere near as loud as the insane van that I'll go into detail about in the future. So hopefully I can be heard right now while I'm talking. So what was I gonna say? I had to pay attention for a second because I forget where I need to go. Wait, do I? Or do I recognize where I'm going right now? Hang on. Yeah, I'm good. Never mind. Okay. So I'll have to check in a second, though. Yeah, so anyway, and then I also have a roll of, what is that stuff called? Not nylon. I forget what that, fiberglass? No. Fiber something? I can't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's stuff that goes like, it kind of looks striped-ish, and you can cut it out. I don't remember what it is. Dang, that's annoying. But roll of that stuff that I'm going to be putting over like the logos and stuff on the vehicle, and just some areas that don't look very good in the vehicle in general. I'm not talking about duct tape or Gorilla Tape or anything like that. I'm talking about, I thought I'd be able to think of it if I did that. I can't remember. I cannot remember what it's called. You can get like your car wrapped in it. It's not like chrome. It's not no sort of like car wrap mural or anything like that. It's just I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna put that over like areas that like, for example, on my steering wheel, I'm gonna put like a circle of it over the Fiat logo. I'm gonna do it in the front of the vehicle, the back. Just kind of like make, once again, it doesn't matter, and I don't care what the vehicle looks like at all. It's just like a fun little project that I was going to do, like I said, like a year and a half ago, where I did like small things to the car for fun, and I still just have it as I'm going through things and getting rid of things and storing things or whatever, because I'm extremely minimal, and I'm just like, yeah, let me use this stuff, and then whatever I don't use, I'll just give it to somebody else that will use it, like friend or whoever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but I'm gonna have to do that when it's warmer, because the paint stuff and the sticky stuff, and pretty much none of that stuff's gonna work while it's cold, or work not as well as I'd like it to. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting because like the people that know me, not everybody knows me like 100%, but there's a decent amount of people that know me pretty close to it, as much as I'd like them to, at least. So it's gonna be interesting, like documenting this stuff, because there's so many intricate things about people in general. So like, I could be talking about the fact that I don't like get hungry or full. My stomach just hurts all the time, which I'm figuring out with my doctor, and I think I've mentioned that before. So I'll talk about that at some point. I'll talk about I'm super minimal. I'll talk about that at some point. Or like I like to fix my own stuff. Like I have these pants. I got 2 new pair of pants, which is very weird for me, a while back. And I went and I tried them on, and I returned, and I tried these other ones, returned, tried these other ones, and finally got the ones that I want. Like my mom actually got me some for my birthday, but they were like slightly wrong size because she forgot that I hold weight differently now since I got like in really good shape a while back. So in general, just my weight distribution is different now, at my age that I am now. So then I got the right size that I like, and the brand that's gonna last me like forever. But anyway, I had one other pair of jeans before that. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I have 1 pair of pants. To me, that is good enough. And the only reason why I stopped using them, the only reason why I stopped wearing them, using them, is because I use them so much, and with so many different projects and stuff, and just daily whatever, that they started just ripping in a bunch of different places, like ripping where pocket knife is, ripping where my phone is, ripping where my keys would be. Luckily, not even the pockets, it was just the pants themselves, just from things being in the same spot, or scrapes and whatever. So I got them, like I had my buddy's mom, because she was doing some laundry stuff for him when I was staying there before, and when I was staying with him before, and she just likes to help him out. She patched it up with some like jean patch stuff, like this patching tape, but it doesn't really hold very well. You're supposed to like iron it on, I think, and it's sticky. It's weird. And then I was like, oh yeah, I have like a mini sewing kit, and I did, but I forgot that I didn't have any pins. My mom has a mini sewing kit, and yeah, I sewed over the patching stuff yesterday for like 20 minutes while watching Deal or No Deal reruns with my buddy. Just like, so I like to do multiple things at once. I don't want to just sit there, usually, unless it's like a movie or something. I like to do multiple things at once. Yeah, unless it's like a movie or I'm reading a book. But so then, yeah, I sewed it up. I didn't do a good job, but it doesn't even matter, because I don't care how it looks, because I'm just going to use those pants as my work pants now. Not like to go to work, but for working on projects and stuff that's physical or whatever. Anything with my car, anything with pretty much anything else that requires like a lot of movement. And because they're falling apart, sew them up, whatever. If the sewing things break, because I just did very basic, quick sewing technique, I'll just sew it again. I don't need to get new pants. I don't need to have like, here's a pair of khaki pants that I can go and get. No. Actually, I just thought of a good idea just now as I was speaking and thinking at the same time. I could just go to like a thrift store and get like a pair of pants for super cheap. That's a really good idea, just for like work pants or whatever. But the point is, yes, I could do that. And I was thinking about doing that just now as I was talking, but having like the slight skill of being able to sew things, like imagine if I had a huge gash and I had access to my sewing stuff. Yes, it would make sense to go to the emergency room if I have the ability to, but like, what if I couldn't? And I had to like sew it up. Screw it. I have, the pain tolerance is pretty high. Sew up that thing, go to the hospital when I can or whatever, who knows? Be in an accident or something, or like something happens at home, right? Like accidentally cut myself somehow, accidentally, and then if it's bleeding like crazy, you could I sound like a crazy person, it doesn't really matter. But the point is having like those little tiny skills that I can be like, oh yeah, your stuffed animal ripped, let me sew it for you. Or you like that pair of pants like I said, or whatever, I can sew it. It's not going to be like amazing, but if I spent like a lot of time on it, it would look good. It would look fine. So I said sew, and I'm talking about sewing. Yeah, I'm really just rambling as I record to keep it consistent, and try to pay attention to where I'm going. But yeah, I'll circle back around. I just remembered what I was talking about. Luckily, happy that I remembered after going on the tangent. I was talking about, yeah, there's like very intricate and detailed things about people that people just don't know. Like you find out things when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're living with them because you're around them so much or whatever. But there's just so many things that are just to the self, like they're to yourself. Not because it needs to be hidden or anything, because it's just things that you do. And so it'll be just very interesting, like I said before, talking about documenting like the things that how I am and things that I do and the things that I go through. And I'm going to try my very, very best. I think I said this the other day when I recorded. I'm going to try my very, very best to record like the hang on a second. Oh, that's why it wasn't working. Okay, I'm going to try my very, very best to record the stuff that's super difficult for me, because I think that's some of the most interesting stuff. There's a lot of different interesting things, right? Because that's why people like streamers, or people like YouTube people, or people like people on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is. I don't really use social media, so it's like, aside from YouTube, I use that all the time. So this is going to be very interesting, trying to keep up the routine and uploading and growing and stuff. It'll be interesting. But the point is, everybody is interesting and has like these things going on. So it'll just be very, I think it'll be cool looking back on it and seeing how I am, how I've been. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I turn this seat thing. What was I gonna say? It'd just be cool. Like the details of myself will be revealed over time, and I'll be able to look back on it Yeah, I keep going in a circle right now. My bad. I'm really just trying to treat this like I'm talking to myself, so I don't know why I'm saying my bad to myself, but yeah, I'll be repeating a ton, and I'll repeat that I will be repeating. I could not catch what I was going to say, what I was going to be talking about. That's what it was. The things that I go through, that's going to be some of the most interesting part. And where I went on a tangent was people can find anything about anybody else interesting. Like I said, that's why I was referring to streamers or YouTube people or whatever, because technically anything is interesting depending on what you're into that day or that moment or your interests or whatever. But the things that I deal with what I was talking about before, with the executive functioning and the energy stuff, depression stuff, and other things, it can be so relatable, even if people aren't sure what they have going on, or they don't have access to getting diagnosed or treatment or therapy or anything like that. That stuff is just very interesting to me, and so I think that other people maybe will find it interesting, and at the very least it'll just offer a reference point for myself in the future. But yeah, the conversations that I have and the things that I personally go through will be very interesting, and I'm going to try my best. I will try my best to record it. It's going to be very difficult because, like I said, I'm not uploading my thought process on here. I have to translate it through my brain to speaking through my voice. So how I talk is different than how I think. So it's going to be the same way as like when I'm trying to show what I'm going through. It's not going to perfectly show it, but hopefully over time I can express it. It can be expressed to the like degree that it should be, to be understood and shown in the context that's almost 100% accurate. That's what I'm trying to say. So it'll just be cool. Yeah. Like feeling emotions is really cool. Like I've been liking getting really sad. Like this past year, I've been liking it. It's like having the treatment-resistant depression, major depressive disorder stuff. It can be super low and down and negative and sad. But like with everything that I've been, like as I've been getting older and processing things more and constantly and feeling everything all the way through, not ignoring anything, doing treatment stuff, doing my own techniques, mindfulness stuff and therapy, and my own thoughts, and just feeling emotions, everything, repeating myself, but going through all the motions of it, it's actually really cool and very good to feel like any emotion. Not like I've ever hidden anything. I've always been an extremely open person. Oh, there's another thing about me, very open person, which is why I'm trying to do this. I've always been like that, so I've never been like against expressing feelings or my thoughts or anything, ever. If anything, I tell everybody everything. But I don't know if it's through the stuff that I take or the process that I do or just getting older, but like feeling certain emotions just feels like super good, like euphoric almost, but then also like mind clearing sometimes, and like true sadness stuff is a super good feeling to have because it means you've like gone through something or lost something or have felt something that is just so that can be so true or hardcore, life-changing, or insane, or just so worthwhile or very meaningful that's why you're getting sad when whatever it is happens or ends or is experienced or whatever it is. Like, the sadness feeling from it is like the reason why we're feeling it and how is so cool. Sadness has been like my favorite emotion, probably, if I had to really think about it. Maybe it's not overall, but this year, sadness has probably been my favorite one, since I've had like a very different relationship with it. Been extremely sad and confused, and then extremely sad and content and aware of why I've been sad, and then listening to music to be sad, or watching a movie to be sad, or thinking about something to be sad, or just like feeling it for who knows what reason, and it doesn't matter, and just going through the emotions of it is just so good. It's like being happy. Like, it doesn't have to be where things are black and white, or happiness is yellow and sadness is blue, or something like that. They can all be a part of like a collection of feeling, going through the senses, going through your emotions, thinking about and processing and being nourished by the thoughts of those emotions, then going back to feel the emotion, going back to think, and then having behavior that happens based on the thinking, which is based on the emotion, which is based on the senses, and then being able to explain it past the behavior and explain it past just yourself, your own brain. That's another reason why I wanted to record. And I have to write down my ideas and my topics. Yes, it's gonna be all over the place for a while. Probably like a lot of videos, a ton of videos are gonna be all over the place until I have more of my list done, more of my important things done, more of what I know. I'm all over the place all the time. But I'm trying to share that, like fully listening to what I'm saying. If you can grab onto all the tangents that I go on to, and all the stories that I talk about, and all the long run-on sentences, you can see like you can see the type of person that I am, and then it becomes relatable in your own way. Like, yeah, this person's very different from me, or similar, but like how we process things are different experiences, how they're gone through. It's so interesting. And yeah, so back to what I was saying about senses, emotions, thinking, behavior, explanation. The explanation part, especially to yourself, written, or to yourself, spoken, past, just thinking about it, is really cool. But then it's even more interesting to try to like explain it in a different way, to where someone else can understand it, and then another even different way to where someone that doesn't know you can start to understand it, and then to an even crazier way, for someone that doesn't even know you, someone that doesn't care about you at all, a complete stranger, would then be interested in maybe even thinking about what you're talking about. There's so many layers of this that I could go on, like Shrek with the onion layers. Onion Boy. Shrek 2 is a masterpiece, even better than Shrek 1. Puss in Boots masterpiece, even better than Puss in Boots 1. And I haven't decided if Puss in Boots 2 is better than Shrek 2. But they're both super amazing movies. Doesn't matter. Another tangent. Going through all those motions that I was explaining, that's the point. That's what I was trying to get to. Me being on here and explaining this stuff. And if somebody takes the time, even if it's a family member, even if it's a friend, even if it's just myself, taking the time to listen to it, I feel it can be like a really cool thing. I could put it on, not to be like a podcast, just like me talking to me talking to people that don't know me talking to people that do know me type thing. It doesn't have to be just YouTube. It could be like wherever else people do stuff. I've just used YouTube forever, so I found it super early on. Super early videos and before AMVs even and stuff. Using YouTube as a search engine next to Google as a search engine before they were combined and stuff, and like searching different thoughts and different ideas and seeing, oh, is there something about this or whatever, and searching on both Google and YouTube and seeing like different stuff. That was so cool. When I was a kid, like not even a teenager, and still like, I don't know if we were using YouTube when we had the dial-up machine or but like waiting for the the family really terrible desktop to load through things and going through the desktop, even like as a little kid, to organize and make things more minimal and delete things that don't need to be on there. Not like important documents or files or anything, but just like things that don't even need to be on the computer that are just like stuffed in there for no reason, to make it like run slightly better, and looking up like music specifically or funny things or like whatever. So cool to think about. But yeah, past YouTube, which is, I use that every day, there's probably other things that I can be doing this on. I don't know. I'll probably run it by my sister, my mom, or a friend, but I think I want to just keep everything to myself for now, and either let people stumble onto it themselves, or just like slowly let the ideas evolve by myself over time, and it'll be fun. And I have so many different like notes and things I want to do. That's why I said like way at the beginning, when I was still at like 7 minutes in, maybe even earlier than 7 minutes in, 47 minutes, I was saying like that I just have so much stuff written down that has to be gone through to do this how I want it to be done, and for my lists and for things to remember. I have like a ton of screenshots on the phone that I'm recording on, the older phone, and so screenshots of like ideas, and then I have a ton of notes of ideas, and I have a ton of messages of ideas, and I have a ton of emails of ideas, and list app of ideas. And even I think that I got down, there's maybe like 10, like that's pretty much, that's nothing for me, because I can have hundreds, if not over 1,000 to thousands of things on my lists of things written down from all those different areas. I think on paper right now I probably have less than 30 things, which is super low for me, and I'll be going through that first. Then I'll be doing like in order, text message, email, whatever order, I don't know yet. The screenshot one is going to be very annoying, because I'm not going to be able to copy and paste the text. It's just going to have to be written down and crossed out, which is fine. I would rather start writing things down and crossing it out anyway. I had a crazy experience with my phone, which I'm sure the experience with my phone that I'm referring to, I know that I recorded myself talking about it however many months ago now. Wow. I should have been recording for, I could have had nearly 400 videos by now if I was doing it from when I started. That's crazy to think about. But kick myself to get in gear now, because I could just never do it, or I can do it now. And the present time is the only time, and the present time is the time to be felt and experienced. So let's do it now. Anyway, yeah, that experience with my phone that I'll talk about more another time, or you'll hear it on an old video or whatever, made me really think. And I talked to my nan, my grandmother. We call her Nanny, but I call her Nan because it's funny. We were talking, and I told her about this funny story because I tell her all the funny stories if I can remember them that I have. I try to tell her like the next day, and I tell like my mom, my sister, and close people or whoever. But she specifically, we both like laugh like crazy on my stories are just so weird. But the phone thing, yeah, it made me be like, you know what? Once I have all that stuff and I'm good, where all my ideas and lists and stuff are and notes are on my phone and computer and everything. Once that's all like caught up, which it will be, because I've gotten caught up to it before. Started the end of 2022. Got mostly caught up by like the middle of 2024. Anyway, the point is, once I'm caught up again and it's more consistent with things and looking really good, I'm just going to be writing down the stuff on paper so that I can just do the stuff immediately. Oh, I have an idea for a tattoo? Okay, well, I'll send it to the tattoo guy so that he has it stored so that I don't have to remember it and he can start working on it. Or like, I'm not going to be doing another tattoo for a while because just income, or else I would be. But like, that's just an example. Okay, I have a thing that I need, something that I need to like email. Okay, I do that immediately instead of way down the line. Or I need to buy this thing. Okay, I should get it immediately as soon as I can, as soon as I have the ability to. Or I have like an intricate idea that I want to apply in my life, like a thing that I want to do regularly. Okay, I start it right away. Like, just doing the stuff immediately does not even allow for the ability of procrastination, which that's not really my stuff, and it'll be explained more over time. My stuff is not, it just so happens to line up with procrastination. It's not actually procrastination. It's my zero energy, and then a lot of times, which leads to zero executive function, which means I can't even just like do anything. But that's really what it is. But because of that, things end up being put on a procrastination schedule, procrastination list, procrastination floating idea. I am very much in the habit of writing everything down that I want to do or implement or experience or whatever. So that's really good. So I know I can become better at whatever it is, just like it's going to be with recording and like it's going to be with writing things on paper. So yeah, once it's all good, I'm just going to have it on paper. Oh, I got to call the doctor on Monday? Cool. What's my first thing on my Monday paper? Call the doctor. Boom. Call it. Scratch it out. I got to get milk. Okay. Scratch it out. What else do I have to do soon? Oh, I make sure that I have to, I'm doing really bad at this right now. I had a container of icing. Oh. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, because I wrote on that dessert that I gave to my mom and her husband for doing so good with the not smoking. What was I talking about? I got distracted. Yeah, just never letting any list or anything along those lines, screenshots and stuff, not letting any of it ever pile up again. I think this is just like a big deal with humanity in general, and with technology and AI and other things that are coming through and other sci-fi stuff that's going to be happening really soon. And I will talk about my sci-fi stuff that I know for a fact will happen eventually. But instead of going on that tangent right now, write it on a piece of paper. That's what I'll be doing. I have a tiny little, like, I got this thing a while ago at a thrift place that we're just looking around. Found this little tiny like notebook that looks like a little wallet, because little leather like notebook thing. I have nothing written in it, and I'm just gonna use it to write down my things I need to do. And guess what? I will be keeping a small list of things to remember on my list, so I don't forget certain things, because there's a lot of things, because I write things down so much I forget things. But things to do, ideas, whatever else, will be just implemented right away within 2 business days or whatever it is. Hopefully that same day. If it's something like, oh yeah, I need to call the doctor, but it's 6 p.m., yeah, I can do that the next day or whatever. But if it's something that's like, yeah, I'm going to start, for somebody else that's trying to do something, I'm going to start eating healthier. Okay, do it right now. Oh no, I ate poorly today. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you anymore. It's just going to make you slightly start earlier if you start right now. Oh, I want to make sure everything's good and I do it perfect this weekend. I'll do it this weekend. No, do it now, right now. You want to start exercising? Okay, let's go for a walk right now. That doesn't mean you have to do a walk every single day now that you did it today, or because I'm going to go for a walk with you or whatever, now we have to do that together. No, but you can start immediately. Immediately starting is so satisfying. It is very much stress reduction when you write things down, or you say you're going to do it another day, so you don't have to remember, so you don't have to like try that day, right? If you have ideas that come to you when you're doing something else, and you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing it right now because this reason or that reason, or I have to go to work, or I have this meeting or somewhere else I have to be, or something else I have to do, fine. But like in general, let's do this stuff right away. Right away. That's how you become better. And yes, this is why I'm trying to make this stuff so much more relatable and so tied to who I am and tied to functioning and stuff, because I know for a lot of people, it's not just them being a procrastinator or a lazy person or whatever. You could have mental like disorder, or extreme stress, or extreme anxiety, or like PTSD, or no bad sleep, or your health is affecting how you process or how your body or whatever, or your chemicals in your body. It's just like, I say do immediately. Yes, I say it and I'm starting to do it. And I always do the things that I say that I'm going to do. I'll tell you that right now. I've always been that type of man, and in general, it's the type of person I want to be. And I always know that I can become better and better and better version of myself every moment, all the time. And I will continue to do that. My point is, yes, I'm not able to do some of the stuff immediately because of my functioning, but I'm taking the steps, the super tiny baby steps, like I was talking about before, the super tiny bite-sized, super tiny pieces of a single puzzle pieces of a tiny puzzle piece that goes on another puzzle piece that goes on the puzzle. It doesn't matter. Break it way down. Do the amount leading up toward the things you want to do. That's how you experience life. Not you. That's how I like to experience life. New things, novelty, things that I want to do, things that I need to do, things that I like to do, things how I want to do it, and trying to understand it from other perspectives and just do it right away. It's so much better. It feels great. Oh, you want an energy drink? You're willing to get in the car and go get that energy drink or coffee or whatever down the street. But, so you'll go, like, you can go and do that, but then, like, you can't go and do something else that's important, or whatever. Feed your cats or dogs or whatever, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, because certain things are a necessity. But then, like, being healthy is not a necessity, or being happy is not a necessity. I'm not saying, like, everything is a mindset. Absolutely not. But Small steps lead to small strides, which leads to success over time. See you tomorrow.